everybody, this is Joseph Sharon and I'm back again with another series review. I just watched part 2, season 1 of Disenchantment, and boy was it good. It was absolutely phenomenal, very tongue-in-cheek, very satirical, hilarious, a lot of really good world observations were made, and having Matt Groening as the director, you know what you're going to expect because the man is a genius. There's no doubt of that. And of course, I have a really good friend who had a chance to meet him. I'm slightly jealous, but because I just think that he is just absolutely unbelievable in his writing style and just his view of the world, his pulse on the latest trends and what's happening. And that's why with a masterpiece such as The Simpsons or Futurama, you can go back and you can watch an episode that was maybe a few years ago and you'll come across a topic you think, oh yeah, I remember, and it's still pertinent. That's the weird thing, it's still pertinent. And just his understanding of that is miraculous in and of itself. And it takes from where part 1 of season 1 actually left off. I'm not going to say what it is because if you haven't seen it, then I won't give you any spoilers, and I don't want to mess it up for you. It's too good to be spoiled. Of course, Tia Beanie has her own new set of problems, and Dagmar's psychotic, and Una has a transformation of her own. And I love Una. She's got to be one of my, other than well, I love Elfo too, but I really think that Una is one of my favorite characters of the entire series, just because I love the way she talks. She has that stereotypical Russian English or Slavic English or whatever it is, and it just reminds me of Zsa Zsa Gabor. I don't know why, but it just does. Maybe she's supposed to, but Zsa Zsa was French, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But you get what you get what I mean. You know where I'm going with this. Elfo, he becomes a more developed character, and you see him evolve, and you think, wow, from the moment we met you, you are badass. And of course, Oddball is scheming and corrupt, and well, I knew that from the moment when we meet him. We think, ugh, you're abysmal. You can't even call yourself a human being. No, you're an amoeba. But very powerful amoeba, very clever and cunning amoeba at that. I'm not really sure what else to say about season 1 other than it didn't really seem like that long of a wait to actually get to part 2, but oh my goodness, was it worth it. And the ending, the cliffhanger, my friend and I had chills. He said, oh my god, that's effing terrifying. I said, yes it is. Holy crap, what a cliffhanger. Oy vey. But anyway, it was just absolutely spectacular. Couldn't have timed the cliffhanger any better than what they did. I really don't have that much else to say about Disenchantment, other than if you're a fan of fantasy and like to see that genre made fun of, this will be right up your alley. Of course, there's some good character development with Zog as well, and we see that Zog, despite his foibles, actually has a heart, and his redeeming virtue is he cares deeply for his daughter. And it's nice. I actually, at part 1, I really didn't know if I liked Derek all that much, because we really didn't get to see a lot of Derek. Derek is Tia Beanie's half brother. He comes along later on, and of course she has to adjust, and there's jealousy, like with any sibling that comes into the world. And with this one, it's more plot point and more historically based. So there is quite a bit of actual history that you're learning if you don't know anything about the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages. Well, I don't know if they're going to go into the Dark Ages or not. And of course, there's a steampunk episode. I'm like, heck yes, because I love steampunk. If you know me well enough, you know I love steampunk and I love cyberpunk. I am in heaven. That episode in and of itself. Other than another one I won't mention because it's heavily plot laden, so I don't want to go into it because it'll ruin everything. Other than another episode that I will not divulge, the steampunk episode was the finest and best in the entire series. I'm really hoping that we get to see more of steampunk land, because man, I would give my right leg to go live in steampunk land. I would be hobbling, but it would be worth it. Voice acting was just top notch, and I love the fact that there were characters that I could recognize, and it's enjoyable to hear those voices again. But it's basically all I have to say. It was absolutely sensational, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's a Simpsons fan or Futurama fan, or just fantasy fan, and you're curious. The color palette, I'm just going to say it right now, the color palette that was used for the show is absolutely gorgeous. It is beatific beyond words. There are lots of scenes where I just thought, oh, that's so pretty. I actually said that out loud, because normally I don't make commentary when I'm watching something, but I mean, it evoked within me an emotion, and they actually integrated 3D and 2D, and it's done to the point where it doesn't overwhelm a scene. It actually flows into a scene just seamlessly, and you don't even know. It's just something it's like if you see something in 3D, it enhances the scene. It doesn't take your attention away, but it actually it adds to it. It's no detractor. So they did a really good job with their three-dimensional additions or enhancements that really weren't that glaringly obvious, but it was subtle. It was subtle, and it was very expertly placed, I thought. Don't know what else to say other than I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait for season 2. And it can't come soon enough, because with the cliffhanger, yeah, I need a season 2 now. But that's all I have to say about Disenchantment. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, Titi.